I think hip hop in general has played probably one of the biggest roles because it's the most popular. You know, it's one of the things where everybody is listening to. And not, when I say everybody, the majority of it, is the kids. I've been that kid growing up and listening to what people talking about on these records and growing up with it in the city and, being able to relate to it. You know what I'm saying? So when you say something on a record, nowadays, you have to be almost aware and sure of yourself that you're saying it, and who's listening to it. And what happens there with the music, it affects the world in general, for better or for worse. Just how you take it. When people say political message, they always usually think it's about the president, Congress. A political message to me would be Pac's Dear Mama. You know what I'm saying? Because that holds just as much power as, the president speaking in front of the world, because this is a person that's speaking something that's relatable to kids that's in the ghetto. You know what I'm saying? And I would say that's one of the first rap joints that I would say political in my eyes and from people that I grew up with, because it was something that everybody felt, something that everybody could understand and actually speak on and debate on, if you live that way, if you didn't live that way, so I say Pac, Dear Mama. Of course, NWA. These first raw raps that you heard actually talking about street situations that, a lot of my uncles and cousins was going through. And being able to hear these records and, seeing the lifestyle, I was saying, okay, even as a kid, like, wow, these people, really know what they talking about. Because I hear my folks talking about the same thing, you know what I'm saying? And even for the worst, that was still something that they can relate to, even putting that music out there and showing what's going on in the city. You know what I'm saying? So, for a change, eventually. And that's something subconsciously always been, in the back of my head. Then when I started listening to people more, Q, the stuff that he was kicking, early Outkast albums, to even now, to even think of people like Crit or Cole, or Cuddy, even Ross. A lot of people don't expect, you can get energy or type of feel from the things that he kicked, but I do, because some of the stuff that he talk about, is real. When you talk about kids in the ghetto and trying to survive and make something of themselves, that whole message right there live forever, and that's something that he's doing. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, it's something that's always in your face. Something that's always in your face. You got to cater to it, and you got to know that it's responsible for a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? And I know when he said that, he probably saying it's almost like you getting the news through rappers of what's going on. A lot of people that don't live in the ghettos, they can't recognize or relate or even know what's going on until one of us talk about it, and they be like, oh, okay, so this is what's going on, And we do this, eventually to better what's, going on and get people's attention for the most part. Jay-Z, one of my favorite rappers, just to know that, he hit Jay-Z on the text, it lets me know how much influential, artists can have on the world in general. The president, people feel like he can't be touched, but when you see a person that come from the projects, from nothing, that can actually get that call and get that message, that lets you know where you can go in the world, from anybody's perspective. And hip-hop, that just shows you right there how influential hip-hop is, for this man, the president of the United States, to know that this dude from the projects is a factor and is touching the people out here. I need to call him, to have the connection with the people. That right there shows you that, you can go anywhere.